Okay, so we're about to dive into a single sentence that, honestly, it reveals this staggering global rhythm that's kind of hidden in plain sight. It sounds almost impossible, but stick with me and you'll see exactly how it all adds up.
And here it is. This is the sentence that kicked this whole thing off. In English, it says, approximately every 6 days, some country or another celebrates its independence from Britain. Just let that sink in for a second. Every 6 days. It's like a constant planetary pulse of celebration.
So right away, you're probably thinking what I was thinking. How on earth is that even possible? It totally sounds like an exaggeration, right? Maybe some kind of statistical trick. But it's not. So let's solve this little puzzle together.
All right, so first up, an astonishing fact, because this is way more than just a piece of trivia. It's really the echo of a massive historical shift that completely reshaped our world. And that echo is still ringing out today.
To really get our heads around this rhythm, we have to start with the math. And don't worry, it's actually simpler than you might think, and it's the key that unlocks this entire idea.
Which brings us to our next big question. How is this math even possible? This is the part where we go from a head-scratching claim to a crystal-clear aha moment.
We're going to start with the absolute basics. A number everybody knows. 365 days in a year. That's our canvas. That's the time frame we're working with for this whole pattern.
So the math here is incredibly simple. If one of these celebrations is happening every 6 days, well, how many times does that happen in a full year? We just do a little division. 365 divided by 6.
And there's our answer. You get approximately 60. So the math is telling us that for this rhythm to be true, there must be around 60 of these Independence Day events spread throughout the year.
But here's where it gets really interesting. That number, 60, it isn't just a number. Each one of those instances, every single one of those celebrations represents a country. So you see, this isn't a story about math. It's a story about nations.
Now, think about what that implies. To have over 60 countries that all celebrate their independence from a single entity, that entity must have been unimaginably huge. We're talking, of course, about the British Empire.
And this slide really shows the whole transformation. On one side, you've got this single, massive global power. And on the other, you have the more than 60 independent countries that grew out of it, each with its own flag, its own identity, and its own Independence Day.
I mean, the numbers here are just staggering. At its absolute peak, the British Empire covered almost a quarter of the entire world's landmass and ruled over nearly a quarter of all the people on Earth. There has never been a larger empire in all of human history, period.
And that is the core of this whole explanation. The only reason a celebration of independence from a single place can happen every 6 days is because that one place was once so enormous, so globally present. That historic scale is the direct cause of this modern rhythm.
So this brings us to our final piece of the puzzle, the echo of independence. Because this rhythm isn't just some historical artifact. It's happening right now as we speak.
It's so important to get this. We're not talking about something that happened and then just stopped. We are living inside this echo. The decolonization that happened in the 20th century basically created a global calendar of celebration that we are still following today.
You know, think about it like this. Sometime this week, or maybe next, a country somewhere on this planet is getting ready for parades, for speeches, for fireworks, all to mark its independence from Britain. The next month, another one will do the same. This beat is constant, and it's going to continue for the foreseeable future.
So what we're really witnessing here is a living, breathing calendar of nationhood. It's this global testament to the journey from empire to independence, and it's being celebrated and renewed week after week after week. And that leaves us with one final thought to chew on. When you realize that the legacy of a single empire is still being marked with celebrations somewhere on Earth almost every week, what does that constant global rhythm tell us about the deep connections and the profound transformations that shape the world we all share today?